be walking you through the challenging your hacking skills. This is just a brief narration. I'm just going to walk you through this brief summary, then go ahead and show you guys the slides. So welcome to Lab 5, which is titled the Challenge Your Hacking Skills. Our target is Metasploitable 3. I use Metasploitable 3. Then the attack platform, I use Kali Linux. The tools I use were Nmap, Nikto, OWASP ZAP, and Nessus. Well, for Nessus, I didn't really like conducted the scans with Nessus because the activation code didn't work out for me. So I mostly use Nmap, Nikto, and ZAP. The agenda was to plan and execute a pen test, run vulnerability scans, perform risk assessment and mitigation, implement hardening actions, reflect on results and lessons learned. The part A, which is pen test planning, the scope, Metasploitable 3 only, methodology, pre-engagement, recon, enumeration, scanning, exploitation, reporting, lab network isolated using the host only. I mostly use the host only. Then I'm going to show you the Metasploitable login and IP configuration. Part B was all about the vulnerability scans. Part C, risk assessment and mitigation. Part D, hardening actions. And part E, reflection and results. Then the last part, we have the lessons learned. Let's go ahead to the PowerPoint presentation. Hope you all can see my screen. So my name is Joyce Ekanem. I'm the presenter. And our target is the Metasploitable 3. Our agenda is, like I previously said, Plan A, plan, organize, and perform a Metasploitable 3 pen testing. Then the part B was to run an Nmap, Nikto, and OWASP scan. And the part C, risk assessment, gap analysis based on the findings, based on the vulnerabilities from the scan. Part D, I had to implement some hardening actions on the Metasploitable 3. Part E, explain my choices and impacted vulnerabilities, result versus expectations. Part A, as you can see, this is the pen testing, and this is the Metasploitable 3 login Ubuntu. I use the default login at first to get the IP address. Then later on in the process, I had to change the login credentials. That's I had to like create my own password. Part A, the penetration test was planned using a formal methodology aligned with the penetration testing execution standard. The scope was limited to the Metasploitable 3 virtual machine to ensure ethical and authorized testing. The process followed these phases: pre-engagement planning, reconnaissance and enumeration, vulnerability identification, analysis, and prioritization. These are the screenshots from the Nmap and Nikto scans. Continuation, this is the screenshot from the OWASP ZAP. Vulnerability scan from the Nessus. Here's the process. I tried to like use the Nessus scanner, but it failed because I kept on like I didn't know why the activation code wasn't working. So yeah, the screenshot of what I tried to do, but it kept on failing. Then the network, that's the Nmap scan. Nmap was used to identify open port, which you could see from the previous screenshot, running services and service versions. The scan revealed multiple exposed services such as hypertext, transfer, protocol, secure shell, database services, and application-specific ports commonly targeted in enterprise environment. Nikto web server scan. identified outdated web components, insecure configuration, and default files that could expose sensitive information. These findings indicate weaknesses in web server hardening and patch management. The ZAP scan detected web application vulnerabilities, including missing security headers, authentication weaknesses, and input validation issues that could lead to injection or cross-site scripting attacks. Part C, the risk assessment and mitigation. So these are the vulnerabilities and the source, the tool used. We have the open FTP discovered by Nmap scan. The severity was very high. Proposed mitigation: disable FTP or restrict via firewall. Outdated Apache. Metasploitable is the Metasploitable 3 has reached end of life, so it has the it's still using the outdated Apache 2.47, which was detected by the Nikto, and the severity is very high. Patch Apache or upgrade to latest version. We had to upgrade to the latest version since this is no longer supported. Missing X-frame options header. This is a medium severity. Add secure headers in web server configuration from the mitigation. Then the PII disclosure in PHP my admin, discovered by the ZAP scan, which is a very high severity, restrict access to PHP by admin, and sanitize sensitive data. That's the proposed mitigation. Part D, this is the screenshots of me trying to fix the mitigation from part C. Try to mitigate the vulnerabilities from part C, sorry. We have the security headers applied successfully, default password change, vulnerable services disabled, and the Nikto scan shows a reduced surface. Okay. But why this? Okay, these are the scans. Okay. Part E, reflection and result. Why these changes? Security headers mitigate clickjacking, MIME sniffing, and basic cross-site scripting. Changing default credentials prevents trivial compromise. Disabling outdated services reduces attack surface. Impacted vulnerabilities. Missing security headers resolved. Default password change. FTP or telnet findings removed. Expected versus actual results. Expected: reduce high or critical findings. Actual headers applied after troubleshooting. Password updated. Services disabled. Apache restart. Failure thought. Apache restart failure. Importance of editing correct config file. Lessons learned: always backup configs before editing. Use dedicated config snippets for hardening. Validate changes with curl and rerun scans. Importance of planning. These are the lessons learned. It's very important to plan. That's a clear pen test methodology and define scope prevented accidental attacks on non-target system. Tools synergy matters. Combining Nmap, Nikto, ZAP, and Nessus provided a holistic view of vulnerabilities. No single tool was sufficient. Documentation is critical. Screenshot and detailed notes ensured reproducibility and supported accurate reporting. Risk prioritization saves time. Using CVSS and asset criticality help focus on high impact vulnerabilities first. Hardening is iterative. initial fixes reduced risks, but follow-up scans revealed residual issues. Security is a continuous process. Automation versus manual checks. Automated scans are fast, but manual validation is essential to confirm exploitability. Value to organization demonstrated how proactive testing and remediation can prevent costly breaches and improve compliance posture. And this is the expected result versus the actual result. Expected result, after applying hardening steps, disabling vulnerable services, changing default password, adding secure headers, I anticipated significant reduction in high and critical vulnerabilities, minimal residual issues, mostly informational or low severity, improved compliance postures with fewer exploitable attack vectors. Actual result, post-hardening scans showed high-risk vulnerabilities decreased, but some persisted due to legacy components that couldn't be patched easily. Medium-risk findings increased slightly as removing services exposed misconfigured fallback settings. Then the OWASP ZAP still flagged weak security headers, requiring additional configuration beyond initial plan. Thank you for watching.